Everybody good?
Yes.
Yeah. Good.
Everybody get press release? I got one left.
They look really good, didn't they?
Heads up, guys.
All right, we're about ready to get started. Order of speakers is going to be Chief Kevin Davis, Captain Herbert Hassenpusch, Hasenpusch, and also our State's Attorney for Anne Arundel County, Ann Colt-Litis, is also here, and also members of the homicide unit. So let's come in and close that door, please. Jeff,
Good. Anybody waiting on anybody? Everybody ready to go?
Good morning, Chief.
Okay. Good morning. The arrest of Terrence Proctor over the weekend and the Nicole Burgess murder in Davidsonville closes all of our 2013 murders in Anne Arundel County. You're going to hear from Captain Hassenpusch about the motive in this case, and you're going to hear about our defendant. You're going to hear about our victim. I just wanted to mention a couple things. Our murders in 2013 stood at 10, and we closed all 10 of those murders. The national closure rate for murders across our country hovers somewhere in the 60% area, and we enjoy, thanks to a lot of hard work from patrol officers, detectives, citizens who call in with tips, a great relationship with Ann Colt-Litis and her team at the State's Attorney's Office. It's significant for our community to know that we closed all of our murders in 2013. So far this year in 2014, and I'm getting off on a little side street here just for a moment, we've had 10 murders in 2014 in Anne Arundel County. 3 are murder-suicides, 3 are robbery-related, 2 drug-related, and 2 involved personal disputes in 2014. And 7 of our 10 murders so far this calendar year, the victim and the assailant have been known to each other. We enjoy an 80% closure rate so far this year in 2014. And I mention all that to say this: if you commit a murder in Anne Arundel County, the police department and the State's Attorney's Office is going to turn over every stone, look in every corner, and do whatever we have to do in partnership with our community to identify you and bring you to justice. Folks who choose to commit murders in Anne Arundel County should know that. Folks who are thinking about it should know it. We close murders in Anne Arundel County. I can turn it over now to Captain Hassenpusch to go over a few details, and then of course afterwards we'll take any questions.
Good morning. My name is Captain Herbert Hassenpusch. I'm the commander of the Criminal Investigation Division. Last name is Hasenpusch. We're here today to announce the arrest of a person in reference to the murder of Nicole Burgess. The murder occurred on March 22nd, 2013. It was reported to the County Police Department at about 11:30 in the morning. Responding officers found Miss Burgess in her home. She had been stabbed multiple times, and the scene there was quite brutal. In the past 18 months, the County Police Department CID Homicide Unit has been aggressively investigating this case. The suspect has been identified as Terrence Robert Proctor. He's 37 years old, from Hyattsville, Maryland. During this investigation, we were able to determine that the relationship between Ms. Burgess and Mr. Proctor was a business relationship involved in the illicit dealing of drugs. We were not able to determine, and in fact have found that there was no other personal relationship between the two. There was no intimate relationship, no personal relationship. Their relationship was purely business. Numerous people have been interviewed. Countless items of evidence have been analyzed forensically, and we have been able to tie Terrence Robert Proctor to this murder, to the crime scene, and to victimizing the victim, in this case, Ms. Burgess. On working with the County State's Attorney's Office, evidence was presented to the grand jury on Friday, this past Friday. The grand jury indicted Mr. Proctor. An arrest warrant was issued, and he was arrested in Hyattsville, Maryland, without incident, transported to Anne Arundel County, where he was booked, and he's currently at the Jennifer Road Detention Center. He'll probably have a bail review today. Currently, he's in the detention center with no bail. Any questions?
What can you talk about the business? Was she a drug dealer? Was he the dealer? Was someone buying, someone selling, bigger dealer to a smaller dealer? What was going on?
I would describe her as being a mid-level drug dealer. Information obtained during the investigation, they were both involved in dealing drugs. She was a mid-level dealer. We believe that he was there that morning that she was murdered so that he could receive some quantity of drugs from her.
What type of drugs are we talking about?
In this case, we believe it's marijuana.
Is any marijuana found at the home?
Right now, we would not want to discuss exactly what evidence was found at the home.
Now, what role did the dog play in all of this? You think it was trying to protect her, or what happened there?
There was a domestic animal, a dog, killed also during this incident at the home. We don't know what happened with the dog. It would, I would presume that the dog became agitated when the murder was occurring, and the dog was also stabbed and killed.
Any idea what the motive was here? I mean, this is a business murder.
Well, we don't know what the motive was. We don't know if there was a dispute over money or drugs, or if it was a robbery attempt. We do know that there was some kind of dispute in the home. We do know and have information that he was planning to be there in the morning. So how it went down, what precipitated the violence, we don't know.
Were either of these two known to the Anne Arundel County Police Department?
Both of them were known to the criminal justice system.
Was he cooperative with you guys last year, if you guys had talked to him then, or somewhere along the line before the indictment Friday?
We have talked to him, Proctor, on several occasions. It would be inappropriate to discuss exactly what we talked about and what statements were made, but we have talked to him.
What led you all to Proctor? I mean, what connected the dots to him?
Without going into specific evidence, we, like in many cases of this type, we look at a lot of evidence. There's biology evidence through DNA. There's evidence, electronic evidence through cell phones. There's witness evidence, people giving us information. I'm very hesitant to go into details of what actually happened, but those are the types of things that we looked at in this case.
The scene was described as being pretty gruesome, so did there appear to be some sort of struggle in the home? Did it appear that she fought back? Was there forced entry, anything of that nature you can tell us?
There was no forced entry. The information that we've been able to develop is that he was expected there in the morning. There was obviously a violent confrontation between the two. There was evidence that she tried to defend herself, but it was pretty gruesome and brutal.
Was he injured at all?
I don't know.
How soon did Proctor come up on your radar in this investigation?
Fairly early on, he became a person of interest.
Chief, you were talking, you mentioned that 7 of the 10 homicides you've had this year, not stranger crimes, people known to each other. What's your point with regard to this homicide as well? These were drug dealers.
Sure, and that always matters. And the message to the community is this. Number one, we're determined to solve all murders, no matter where they occur or no matter what the circumstances are between a victim and his or her assailant. The fact that the vast majority of our victims and assailants are known to each other in Anne Arundel County leads me to suspect that there are often precursors to these acts of violence that someone in the community kind of gets a hunch about or a suspicion about. So the more people can know and the more they should know about calling the police when they see these things that are just merely suspicious in nature, it gives us an opportunity to get in front of a lot of these acts of violence before they occur. And we'll never know how many acts of violence we actually prevent in this business. That's one of the frustrations. But we need folks to call about that suspicious person, to call about that activity at this home. This home in Davidsonville was an upscale, upper middle class community. And we believe that our victim in this case was a drug dealer for many, many years. So I think it's reasonable to suspect that someone in the community saw some level of activity at this home that was minimally unusual or suspicious. Pick up the phone and call us.
I also can't help but observe that on Wednesday we decriminalized marijuana in the state of Maryland, and this is a marijuana-related murder. Do you, prosecutor, have any thoughts on that matter?
As I buy time and look nervously to my right, I'll just say this. This particular murder, and we can't get into all the nuances of the investigation, but we're not dealing with personal amount use of marijuana. The quantities involved with our victim are not personal use quantities. And I think I should probably stop right around there.
State's attorney, anything to add?
Mayor, sure. I don't think I want
Those
to
large
speak
quantities
about that.
become personal
No.
quantities. I mean, that's
I don't want to speak about it.
okay.
Just the case in general?
No, I'm not allowed to.
I would like to convey that this investigation there's still investigations being done regarding this murder. If there's anybody out there that has information that may have been hesitant to come forward or to talk to the police because the suspect in the case was still out in the community, we would like to talk to those people and that person. They can call the Anne Arundel County Police Department Homicide Unit at 410-222-4731, or they can call our tip line at 410-222-4700, or call Metro Crime Stoppers. We'd be interested to talk to anybody that has information about this case.
Do you believe there's anyone else that's involved, or this is the lone suspect?
We do not have any evidence to suggest that anybody else is involved, but again, we'd like to talk to people that know about this incident, know about Nicole Burgess, and know about Terrence Robert Proctor.
And this is a new tip line. I know you guys might be used to the old line to get in contact with CID. So make a note of that new tip line for homicide cases, please.
Yeah, that's the 410-222-4700.
Captain, the relationship between Burgess and Proctor, you said that Proctor was expected at the home earlier that morning, so that to purchase, he was a buyer then?
That is the relationship that we suspect in this case, yes. They had not known each other for very long, several months is how I would describe it, and the relationship was purely business.
I know we can probably look this up, but did Burgess or Proctor have any prior criminal history?
They both have prior criminal history. I'm not supposed to disclose criminal history, but you can look up the, what's publicly available on judiciary research.
Can you speak to how they were, the people that had discovered the crime scene?
There was some associates of hers, some friends that came and discovered the crime scene, reported it immediately.
So it was a well-checked type visit, or
No, I think it was just a
come and say hi.
Yeah.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you.